Okay, welcome back, Apex This Racing fans. We start another season here. Apex This season we're doing, what are they calling it? P Cup on Sundays. Mixture of the Porsche Cup and the Cayman GT4s. Just wrapped up qualifying. Unfortunately, having a little bit of a internet issue here. It was dropping in and out. Neighborhood's having some issues, so we had to restart a couple times, but we're here and we're ready to go. This qualifying's just wrapped up. We'll quickly take a quick look at how the qualifying set itself out here in just a moment, and then we'll get into the racing. As we first look at our Porsche Cup field, we've got DJ Alessandrini up top of the standings, Brian Lemke in second spot, Mark Miller's going to start in third, just behind them with Joseph Yang in fourth, Chad Sosnowski in fifth, Joseph Marr in sixth, Jason Kinger in seventh, and Kelly Greenhow in eighth, Russell Elizondo in ninth, Spencer Beaudoin in 10th place, in 11th Sean Teeter and Jesse Meager in 12th. Get into Justin Atchison in 13th, Fozzie Fazillo in 14th, Brian Zinn in 15th, Roman Bykoff 16th, Paul Bailey 17th, and TC Watkins going to round out the tail end of the Porsche Cup field. We get into our pole sitter in GT4, Thomas Fisher. He'll have Federico Del Toro to his outside, and they'll have Kevin Zhu and Tom O'Gorman behind them, followed by Kent Kruger and Mark Bray. Just behind Kent Kruger, Mark Bray, we're going to find Tim Havelka and Chris Miller, and Uwe Hale is going to round out the field here tonight for the inaugural round of the P Cup. Take a quick look at our race info. You'll see that we've got fairly decent race conditions out there. 19 degrees in the air, 19 degree track temp too as well, so fairly cool. Drivers don't really have to worry much about burning up some tires, but let's see how it goes. Looks like we got Sir Zippy, Sir Zippy in chat. Hoping my internet holds through for this one, Zippy, but it's not looking very good. It's up and down here on my neighborhood, so hopefully we can get through this one and picks back up. What a time for it to have an issue, but we're here. We're gonna race. Field's starting to pull away from the pace car. We're gonna line them up, sorted by class. We'll have the Porsche Cup cars at the front of the field, and then we'll have our slower GT4s making up the second part of the field, and should be a whole lot of fun. I'm not sure what the speed difference is between these two cars. I know the Porsche Cup itself, compared to the normal GT3 cars, it's a little quicker in a straight line, but the GT3s have, or sorry, the GT3R, I guess, is the technical classification for it. A little more downforce in the corners, got all that aero behind it to hold it to the track, but here we go. DJ's going to lead them round to start off. The inaugural round of P Cup, waiting for the green flag. Barney's not going to bother waving it, just going to stand there and watch the cars drift on by. There goes the P Cups, and there goes our GT4s. Oh, we've got a wreck at the back. Looks like all kinds of carnage in behind. Russell Elizondo is one of the cars. Kelly Greenhow, another one. Looks like Roman Bykoff too as well. Always start from the pits. Brian Zinn might have got caught up in that one too as well. We'll pick up a replay of that short order, but DJ Alessandrini up front, and as per usual, he's starting to stretch out his legs already. 1.4 seconds over Brian Lemke in second spot, and Joseph Yang in moving up one spot into P3. Nice start for Joseph Yang. We've got a battle in behind. Just behind Chad Sosnowski, looks like Jason Kinger and Mark Miller battling it out for that fifth and sixth spot. Oh no, somebody went off. That was Joseph Marr, I believe, off into the grass. It's a nice paint job on that car, but unfortunately it didn't help Joseph keep it on track as he's fallen way back, all the way down to 20th overall for Joseph. So I don't know if you've followed much in the Apex this season, but they're running 0x clean racing on Saturdays. So far, this race would not have qualified for the 0x racing, but we're underway. DJ out front, starting to stretch that, 2 seconds now over Lemke. Lemke looking strong in the traditional flat black carbon fiber paint scheme he normally runs in second spot, but he's got Joseph Yang hot on his tail. Joseph Yang with a bit of a mystery machine paint job on that little Scooby-Doo mystery machine, just missing Scooby and Shaggy on the side to round out the paint job on that one. So while this is settle down a little bit, let me go back and see if I can pick up a replay of what happened on lap one as we see Chad Sosnowski losing the back end. That's rather rare for Chad, one of the quicker drivers in the series. Unfortunately for him to see him go back, but he'll have to get himself gathered up and back on track as we pick up Justin Atchison. Justin up 5 spots from where he started, up into 8th overall. Nice run so far for Justin, taking advantage of some others' misfortune. But now I'll get back to seeing if I can pick up what happened early on in this one. It looks like they might got all kicked off by Brian Zinn, I believe. But Brian Zinn on the outside. Oh, looks like he had to avoid. Not sure which car that was there. Oh, and he just comes on and tags the orange and gray Porsche up ahead. That might have been Russell Elizondo. I see Elizondo was caught up in this one. Let's see here. That was Russell Elizondo that Zinn tagged. Elizondo, the black and orange car in the middle. Nowhere really to go here. 3 cars went in, and all 3 of them did not come back out, unfortunately. But that was Kelly Greenhoe, the other car that got caught up just on the left-hand side here. And Kelly, unfortunate bystander in that one, was on the outside. Nowhere to go for him. All wrapped up like a gift present. Oh, we go back. We see Justin Atchison spinning around. Almost looked like he might have got tagged by somebody there as we came back live. See if we can pick up what happened there to Justin. I just mentioned that he was doing well. Had moved up a number of spots, but let's see here. Oh no, it was just a solo spin. Oh, just missed by the Martini car in front. That was lucky on both cases there that they didn't get wrapped up. All Justin lost there was a little bit of time. He's back on track, start moving his way through the field. So definitely not 0x clean racing here in this one, but plenty of action to pick up Justin Atchison back on track. Let's see what's going on with Fozzie Fizzillo and Sean Teeter. It's a battle for 6th place in the Porsche Cup as well as the overall standings. See Fozzie trying to use the draft of Teeter up ahead. Teeter with the flying lizard paint scheme on that Porsche. Fizzillo gets a strong run, locks up the front end, has to bail on that one. Just up ahead of them, Sean Teeter, I believe, spins it around. That's going to cost a few spots for Sean. He's going to get gathered back up on track. He's dropping down into 10th overall. Joseph Maher about to come and take that spot away too as well. Joseph recovering from his early spin. So I've seen a lot of guys struggling to keep the back end of that Porsche Cup in behind them, but the ones that are doing well up front. But it looks like Yang starting to put some pressure on Lemke. It's the battle for 2nd overall as well as 2nd in the Porsche Cup field. We've got a few WBM drivers. Oh, that was Kinger, just bailed it off on the exit stage left there. One thing about Silverstone where we're at, plenty of runoff where you miss your corner, your brake mark in these Porsche Cups, you have plenty of room to go off without hitting the wall, was we just saw Kinger at the last second have to do. Now he's got Mark Miller in tow. Miller fairly strong in the Porsche Cup anytime he's come up in Apex this, so expect to see him put a little pressure on the back of Kinger. But take it back, go take another look at the battle up front as Yang really starting to pressure Lemke. Lemke goes a little wide through that corner. Yang looking tight on the inside, trying to stick the mystery machine up the inside of Lemke as they head across the start finish line. That's going to start another lap here, lap 3 for them. And it looks like it's only a matter of time before Yang might have enough pressure on the back of Lemke to force a move. You see him go over to the outside. That should give him the inside of the next corner. Lemke's going to bail and just give it up to Yang. Realizes that going 2x2 through, I believe they're in Maggots and Beckett's now, isn't going to work out the way it should. It's going to promote Yang up into 2nd spot, up 2 spots on the day so far. See if we can pick back up Chad Sosnowski. Is back on track now. Chad lurking in behind Jesse Meager. Jesse, a new driver to Apex. It's not a name that I've recognized from seasons past, so good to see Jesse as we take a look at his in-car cam. A little bit of a basic suit and helmet there for Jesse, but trying to hold Chad Sosnowski off behind him. See Chad putting a lot of pressure on the back end of Meager's peak up. Right now, take a look at our leader in GT4. We've got Kevin Zhu leading the way. He's got the Porsche Cup of Russell Elizondo making his way by. Russell involved in an early lap incident. Sorry, that was Roman Bykov. Russell Elizondo's in behind him. Bykov started from pit row, so he's trying to make his way through the field here now. But Zhu with a nice gap over 2nd place Tom O'Gorman. Tom O'Gorman, fun fact, is a IRL driver. I believe he drives it's either TCR or GT4 in the IMSA series. So seen him out here a few times. Generally has some quick pace, but currently second overall in Kevin Zhu, our leader in GT4. As Zhu just gets around the Porsche Cup of Atchison. Looks like Atchison had another issue there. It's going to drop him back. Different classes, but Atchison back to 15th overall. Quickly scan through here for incidents. I think we've caught most of them that went on. Looks like Thomas Fisher had a bit of an incident here. Let's see what happened to Thomas. Thomas in the Spaceballs GT4. Just goes wide out there. Comes in, gets tagged by the 22. That was Justin Atchison. So Justin Atchison's unfriendly race here. Continuing on. Looks like Fisher going to pull it off and call it a day. Unfortunate for him, but not sure if he had a little more issues or not, but wasn't much of a hit to really pull it off and call it a day. But that's what he's done. We'll see him next week, maybe. Pick up Spencer Baudouin here. He's got Sosnowski on the back. When Sosnowski got around Meager moments ago, we'll see if we can pick that up here shortly. But Sosnowski trying to recover through the back half of the field after his spin. He's putting pressure on Spencer Baudouin up ahead. Spencer in the Martini car, feeling a lot of pressure. Sosnowski's going to look to the inside. Spencer should have the inside to the next corner. Sosnowski going to try for the crossover, not able to do it. Baudouin holding tight onto the curb. Sosnowski going to just keep trying to find a way around, cross the line. See if he's got enough draft to make a move into turn one. He's got the nose on the inside. Baudouin's going to have to give it up. He's going to bail out. Sosnowski's going to pick that up and move himself back up into 6th spot. So Sosnowski going to continue on his recovery run. We lost Joseph Yang has fallen back here. I'm not sure what happened to Yang. We did see him pressuring the back of Lemke. Let's take a look at what happened to Yang not too long ago as he had gotten around Lemke. We saw that early on, but into... Oh, he just loses the back end of the Porsche Cup. Easy to do. These things don't have a whole lot of aero. You're trying to rely on the mechanical grip. And just came in there too hot. Keeps it off any wall. It's going to heat the tires up a little bit. That cost him a few spots. He's shown he's got the speed to make his way back up through the field, so hopefully he can do so. So we got Thomas Fisher in chat. Taken out from the lead of GT4. Oh, we'll have to see if we can find what happened there, Thomas. Caught at the last second where looked like he got a little bump from just at that point in time, but we'll have to see. Scrolling back here quickly, not seeing anything pop up offhand, but we've got so much going on. My event log is just littered with incidents here as we pick up what happened to Yui Hale moments ago, another new driver in the league. Yui in the GT4, looks like he was battling couple cars here on track. Just loses the back end of that Cayman. That's rare for the Cayman to do that. It's generally got a fair amount of rear grip to lose the back end like that, but fortunate for Yui, he's going to spin around, get back out on track and continue battling later on. Let's take a quick look at our leader up front. DJ Allison Rees open up 11 seconds now over Brian Lemke. DJ's just got it in cruise control per usual. And Jason Kinger. Normally there's a Brian Kinger in here too as well. I believe that's Jason's dad, but not out tonight. Jason up 4 spots. I believe he is our biggest mover in the Porsche Cup field. Biggest mover overall is actually a tie between Kevin Zhu and Kent Kruger in the GT4 class, both up 5 spots on the day. So field a little spread out as it is right now. See if I can find a battle. We've got a little bit of interclass mixing in the back. Guys trying to recover from incidents and so forth. But we got a battle here between Federico Del Toro. He's got Paul Bailey just ahead of him. Paul Bailey was just off track there as they go by him. Chris Miller just up ahead. And Tim Havelka in behind. That's a battle for, looks like fifth in the GT4 class in the Caymans, we're calling them. So let me pop up a battle box here so I can have a better look at. There we go. And we can see lap cars and others. It looks like Havelka goes deep into the braking zone there, almost clears out the back end of Federico Del Toro. But fortunately for the two of them, He's able to glide by and hold on to it as Chris Miller continues to lead this 3-car pack around in GT4, the battle for 5th spot. Mark Bray about 9 seconds up the track from these guys. So our top 4 in GT4 have been able to open up a hell of a gap, but we've got Kevin Zhu out front, Kent Kruger in 2nd spot, 9 seconds back. Good run for the big dog right now. Kent Kruger, he had a bit of a disastrous season last season from what I saw in the standings, so good to see Kent recovering from that. He's right now trying to chase down Kevin Zhu up ahead. Kevin just got around the lap car GT3 of Brian Zinn. Zinn, we saw early involved in the accident early on. Actually, was the I'm gonna say he was the cause of it on the inside, but trying to work his way back through. He's gonna work back by Kevin Zhu. Kevin rocking the Burger King paint scheme, kind of making me a little hungry out there. It's like Mark Bray starting to catch Tom O'Gorman. That's a battle for 3rd spot in GT4. I'm not sure what happened to O'Gorman. He wasn't 2nd, but Kent Kruger got around him and up into 2nd, sorry. To see if I can pick up what happened here where Kent was able to make the move or if something happened to O'Gorman. But I mentioned earlier, he is a driver IRL in the IMSA series in one of the cars, if I remember correctly. But something happened to him that allowed Kent Kruger to move around up into 2nd. I'm sure Kent isn't going to shake a stick at it and complain too much. He'll gladly take that 2nd spot, but not seeing much flash here for O'Gorman in the events log. So it might have been he just had to gather it up and collect himself up, but definitely not the way he wanted to have his day go here. So we see Mark Bray has fallen. Something happened to Mark Bray while I was coming through the instance there. Let's see, Tom O'Gorman here and Mark Bray. Let's pick up what happened moments ago. Gorman on the outside trying to defend off Bray. Oh no, Bray comes out and clobbers him. I guess we know what happened there. Let's see if we can pick up another look here at that in moments here. Let me see if I can get something from behind if possible. A little either chase shot or something from the chopper that'll show us a little better what happened on that one. But it looked odd. There's plenty of room there, but then they just kind of came together. But let's take a look here, see if we can get a better idea what happened. We got Bray on the inside, black and orange car, O'Gorman on the outside, the white car. So they just kind of came together in the corner. Looks like a bit of a racing deal there, but could have been a bit of net code too as well. Unfortunately for both drivers, looks like O'Gorman just going to tow from there. A couple laps that weren't so great for him. He's probably going to want to forget about, but he's going to call it a day, fortunately for him. But back up front, Kinger closing in on Lemke. He's starting to put some pressure on Lemke up ahead. Lemke had a few second gap over Kinger not too long ago, but now we see on board here with Kinger as he's trying to chase down the Porsche Cup of Brian Lemke up ahead. Two of them battling on well ways back from DGL Sandrini out front of this one, but see Kinger lurking in the back around of Lemke now. He can sniff that draft. Just trying to find a way to make a move, find a spot where he's a little quicker than Lemke to close that gap, put a little pressure on him. But right now, Lemke holding him off. It's a battle for second and third overall, as well as second and third in the Porsche Cup. We see Jesse Meager with Kelly Greenhoe up ahead. Kelly was one of the cars involved in that first lap, first corner incident. The outside car just got kind of tagged last second, and it was along for a ride at that point in time. He's currently holding down 10th place. He's got Jesse Meager chasing him behind. Jesse trying to put a ton of pressure on the back of Kelly. Not sure if Kelly got any damage from that early impact, but right now he's doing his best to try and hold off Meager in behind. Greenhoe's last lap was a 2:08.1 to Meager's 2:19.9. So actually, I think Meager, something happened and Greenhoe got around him. So He's trying to get that spot back from Greenho now. We got something flash for Roman Bykoff here. Let's see what happened to Roman. Roman, the silver Porsche, he's going wide into the corner, carrying too much speed. He's going to lose the back end of his car. Swing it around. Let's see, it doesn't look like anybody's coming. He's going to wait. Back it up. Wait even longer. That's going to be a good rejoin by Roman Bykoff. I'll give him credit. In years and seasons past, we would have saw him just dart right back out on track. So nice to see him wait and only join when everything was clear. All right, well, we were off camera. Looks like Meager was able to get around Greenho as well as Elizondo. Let's see what happened to Kelly Greenho. Might have been a similar thing to what we just saw happen to Roman Bykoff. Kelly getting into the corner, tries to get onto the throttle early, going to lose the back end of the car. Meager's going to bail to the outside to get around him. Greenho gets his sorted back up. There comes Elizondo in the background, and he's going to promptly take that spot from Greenho too, as well as he's getting back up into speed. So unfortunately for Kelly, he's going to lose 2 spots on that one, but able to keep it off the wall. No damage to the car, just a little bit of damage to pride there. As we're back live, Kelly Greenho trying to put some pressure on the back of Russell Elizondo. Let's jump up here to Spencer Bodwine. He's got Joseph Marr lurking in the background. Joseph, early spinner again, another car that's trying to work his way back up through the field. So we got Jason Kinger coming into pit road. I didn't think we were having to take a pit stop in this series. I'm not sure if something changed, but I thought they had enough fuel where it wasn't going to need to be any pit stops. But that was just supposed to be a 35-minute sprint, but we see Kinger into the pits, so I'll have to watch and see if anybody else follows suit. But right now, he's our early pitter. As he picks Sosnowski up. Sosnowski up 1 spot from where he qualified now, so early spin early on. He's running the recovery run, managed to get back ahead of where he's qualified. So 20 minutes into this one, another 15 minutes to go. Sosnowski still with some time to make some moves up ahead as we see Joseph Yang going off track in behind. Yang, another car that we saw further up, trying to recover now. He had that little slip and slide earlier, cost him a couple spots, down 1 spot from where he qualified. He'd like to make that spot up too as well, but see if he's able to do it. Is Greenho still putting some pressure on Elizondo here up ahead? Real tight battle between these two. Greenho doing everything he can, trying to take that spot back from Elizondo that he lost not too long ago when he had that little spin. Oh, looks like Elizondo got a little loose there. Greenho had to come to a complete stop to avoid him as we're switching cameras, and Kelly can take that spot back. Let's take a quick look here at what happened. There you go. Elizondo just has to gather it up in this corner. It gets a little sketchy. Back end comes around. Greenho, oh, he did just tap him a little bit. Straighten them back out, and away they go. It wasn't too bad. It could have been a lot worse. So good to see both of them are able to carry on. So we got a little battle here between Tim Havelka and Paul Bailey. Oh, sorry, this is 2 different classes. That's Bailey just making it by Havelka. My bad. That's not a battle at all, but Zin and Fazillo now. Fazillo in the Flying Lizard paint scheme on the outside. Oh, Zin tries to make a move on the inside. I believe they're going through Magnus back. Rowan Bykoff trying to get involved too as well in the background this one. These guys really fighting it out. This is for 13th spot overall. They definitely want to get closer to the top 10, but Zin putting pressure on the back of Fazil, all the while trying to hold off Bykoff in behind. 3 of them heading into the end of the hangar straight wide. Fazil going to try and go around the outside. Zin on the inside. Bykoff trying to follow Zin through. It's like Fazil going to hold Bykoff off for now to keep on to that spot. Zin going to promote himself up into 13th, but it's not over for Fazillo now as Bykoff trying to put some pressure on the back of Fazillo, take over that spot as they head across the start-finish line. That's going to start lap number 11 for these 3. Joseph Marr feeling some pressure from Spencer Beaudoin. Marr is going to go a little wide. Beaudoin thinks about putting the inside up inside. Gets a little loose in the front end, had to gather it up. That's going to do well for Marr. He's going to appreciate that and hold on that spot to see if he can get into the throttle a little quicker than Beaudoin. Marr able to power out of that corner a little better than Beaudoin. Beaudoin having to wait another millisecond or two to get back on the throttle. That allowed Joseph Marr to open up that gap, but Beaudoin holding tight into the draft, closes that gap back up as they head towards Maggots and Beckett's now. Not really any spot to make a move through here. Beaudoin's just got to try and hold on the best he can to try and find himself an opportunity to make a move. On Marr up ahead, you see him, we hear him shift down there, just get a little more rotation through the curb, and then quickly shift back up into, I believe that was third. Run through hanger straight. We'll see if Beaudoin gets late on the brakes and dives down to the inside. He's not going to do it. Not enough draft to make a maneuver there. Beaudoin's going to have to hold on and find another time to make that pass attempt. But Mark Miller and Sosnowski now. Sosnowski up on the back of Miller. Miller still where he qualified in third spot. Sosnowski up one spot from where he qualified, but last lap 2:04.4 for Sosnowski to 2:05.5 for Mark Miller. So 1.1 seconds quicker last time by for Sosnowski. And that explains why we see him putting pressure on the back of Mark Miller. It's a battle for final step on the podium. So we still got battles going out through this one. It's nice to see that even with all of the incidents, we haven't had much in the way of real carnage, and drivers have been able to get back up into it, just suffering time loss more than anything. So that's what we like to see. We don't like to see guys getting taken out from accidents or incidents, car getting damaged, and not able to battle back through. But gaps starting to build up in the field here as we're heading into the final 10 minutes in this one. So again, Kinger was the only car we saw head into the pits at this point in time from the lead pack. So we got a few more takers who have popped in the last few laps. So I think our GT3s are definitely going to have to make a pit stop. I'm not sure if the GT4s will have to. It doesn't look like any of the Caymans have come in for a required service yet. We've had a few come in to get cars repaired or just kind of tow from incidents. But right now it looks like, from what I can see, the GT3s are definitely limited and we'll need to make a fuel stop. But we see Sosnowski still trying to put some pressure on the back of Mark Miller up ahead. A couple chromed out paint job Porsches here. Sosnowski not able to make the move. Miller goes a little wide. Sosnowski looks to try and stick the front bumper up the inside. Sosnowski's going to come into the pits. He decides he's going to try for the undercut. He's going to use his pit stop now, see if he can pull ahead of Mark Miller. Probably a wise choice. If Miller was holding him up, then Sosnowski might be able to leapfrog him through pit strategy. So we head back to Spencer Beaudoin. We saw him putting some pressure on Joseph Marr. He's gotten around Joseph now to move himself up into P11 overall, just outside of the top 10. Fozzie Fazillo currently holding down final spot in the top 10. We'll see if we can find where Beaudoin got around Marr, and I think it might have been through pit cycle. Let's see here. Yeah, there it is. Beaudoin leaving the pits before Joseph Marr. So a little quicker pit stop for Beaudoin. It's going to allow him to leapfrog Joseph Marr through pit strategy, and that's exactly what Chad Sosnowski's hoping to happen, is he's back on track now. Mark Miller, who he was chasing, has not pit yet, but we'll see if Miller ducks in here shortly, as he's going to be getting to the end of his fuel cycle. They're heading by the old pit entry there now. So about halfway through the lap, we'll pick up halfway back around to see if Miller pops through. But right now, DJ Alessandrini still out front on cruise control. He's got 26 seconds now. I repeat, 26 seconds over Brian Lemke in second spot. Lemke 4.5, almost 5 seconds up on Mark Miller in second spot. So top end of our GT3 field, getting a little spread out here. You see Lemke heading through the hangar straight. Only a matter of time till he has to come in and make his pit stop, as we see DJ Alessandrini coming in. He's giving Kent Kruger a little bit of a push down the pit straight, as Kent in the slower GT4 just up ahead, but our leader DJ Alessandrini coming into pit, so I guess that confirms the Caymans are going to need to pit too as well. But we pick up, looks like Mark Miller is coming into the pits too as well. He'll serve his pit stop. Let's see if we can pick up Chad Sosnowski and see if Sosnowski was able to leapfrog Miller through the undercut. Sosnowski head down to the end of the hangar straight. He's got a couple more corners to go before he gets to the pit entry. But Silverstone pit entry, a little bit of a different dynamic here. You can actually save time when you head into the pits because it cuts through and you don't have to go through this second chicane here. So I've seen drivers save some time by, pardon me, I've seen some drivers save time by cutting through the pit lane on the last lap and cutting across the line. I believe it's a reportable offense to iRacing, but I've seen it happen. But there it is. We just seen Mark Miller in the background coming to the pits, so Sosnowski was able to utilize the undercut to take that position away from Mark Miller. It's going to move Sosnowski up into the top 5. And Jason Kinger, actually our biggest winner with the undercut here. We saw Kinger pit early on. I think it was about 3 or 4 laps ago he pit. He's got himself up into second place now, so excellent strategy by Jason Kinger. So we got more of our pack heading out of pit lane. Roman Bykov's going to finish his service. Jesse Meager as well. Fozzie Fazzillo back on track. Pit stops cycling through, and we'll have to see another lapper here or so. How it cycled out, who were the big gainers, who were the big losers, but right now looking good for Joseph Yang and Spencer Beaudoin. A couple drivers we saw having issues early on, but Yang recovering. His pit strategy's got him up into 6th spot, so still recovering from where he started. He was in 4th to start, had that spin early, dropped himself way back down in the field, got himself back up into 6th place, so nice recovery so far by him. Check back in our Cayman leader, Kevin Zhu. Kevin on cruise control here. He's got 23 seconds over Kent Kruger in 2nd place, so just a cool Sunday evening drive right now for Kevin Zhu. 2nd place is the big dog, Kent Kruger. Again, he's got another 12 seconds to Yui Hale in behind. So things starting to get a little spread out here across the field as pit stops cycle through. 6 minutes, just under 6 minutes to go in this one. So only a few more laps and then we'll be getting ready to wave the checker flag. So feels a little spread out, but Joseph Marr trying to put some pressure on Spencer Beaudoin up ahead. Spencer was able to leapfrog Joseph in the pit stalls. We saw Spencer was putting some pressure on the back of Joseph before they pit. A little quicker pit stop for Spencer Beaudoin. Moved him up into 7th overall, dropped Joseph down to 8th. Joseph trying to use some speed to move back around Beaudoin, but right now Beaudoin looking strong out front, able to hold Marr at bay at this point in time. And a battle here between Jesse Meager and Roman Bykov. Bykov just up ahead. We saw him in the battle with Zinn, and that was Fazzillo earlier on. Fazzillo's dropped back behind this pack, so a little slower pit stop for Fazzillo. Not the way he wanted to come in and out of the pits. Cost him a few positions, but right now, Bykov trying to hold off the charging Jesse Meager in behind. We see Meager lurking in the back off Bykov's wing. Bykov's going to lock up the front tires. It's going to cost him some time. We saw Meager close up real nice on the back. So that means Bykov's starting to feel the pressure of Meager in his rearview mirrors as they work around the lap GT4 Cayman of Chris Miller. Meager a little slower moving around Miller. That's going to cost him a couple tenths to Bykov up ahead, but they're still within shouting range. Meager's still within the draft and trying to utilize that draft to make a move around Bykov, but right now Bykov able to hold him off. Just over 3 minutes to go. That's about 2 more laps, maybe 3 laps, depending when our drivers cross the line. DJ Alessandrini, status quo, still leading the way. Meager now got that gap down to 3/10 between he and Bykov. Bykov going to start to feel the pressure here. Meager's not going away. He's holding tight on the back of Bykov. Bykov running out wide, trying to do everything he can to break the draft of Meager in behind, but it's like Bykov actually was able to get a better run through Maggots and Beckett's, picked up a couple tenths over Meager. Bykov going to go deep into the brake zone, takes it out wide. Meager a little tighter. Should be able to get onto the throttle a little earlier. Bykov heading to the pits. Oh, Roman Bykov had not pit yet. I didn't pick that up. He was our only driver in Porsche Cup that hadn't pit yet, so that's going to promote Meager up into that position. Meager just outside the top 10 now. It's going to put him, I believe that is 11th position now for Jesse Meager. So nice drive for the newcomer, up one spot from where he started. Back to the battle between Baudouin and Yang. Or sorry, not Yang. Baudouin and Maher. Yang is up ahead of these two. Maher looks to the inside of Baudouin. Baudouin shuts the door on him. That was more just a move by Joseph Maher, trying to let him know he's there, fill his mirrors, maybe get Baudouin unsettled, try and force a maneuver through there. But Baudouin didn't bite. He just closed the door on Maher. And they're going to carry around onto the front straight. So 1.5 to go in this one. 1.5 minutes left. So we see our leader, DJ Alessandrini, heading into, that's Maggots and Beckett's. He's heading into now there as he moves around our GT4 leader, Kevin Zhu. Mark Miller has dropped down to 5th spot. So unfortunately that strategy going for the overcut for Miller didn't work out for him as he's dropped down into 5th spot. Sosnowski just ahead. Promoted himself up into 4th with that strategy. See Joseph Yang heading to the line. We'll have 2 more laps to go, I believe. This one plus 1 more as our leader, DJ Alessandrini. I believe he's heading to the front stretch now. Let's see if we can pick up the flag. Oh, no, that's the old start finish straight. It confuses me here with the old lines and the new lines here. I think they would have just got rid of the old lines when they redid the track and renovated it, but they kept the old lines. I'm not sure if they still use it or not. I think it might be for the national circuit, or it's the short little half circuit where they might still use the old straight. But right now DJ just leading the way. No issues here from him. Heading down Hanger Straight 4 should be the second last time as the clock's tipped over 35 minutes. Actually, this should be the last lap, depending when he crossed. Let's see if we can pick up the flag here as DJ heading into the final sector, I believe. Yep, checkered flag is out. DJ Alessandrini is going to take this one. There he goes around the final corner. There we go, DJ Alessandrini for the win. Jason Kinger is going to bring it home in 2nd spot. He's still a ways back, but let's check back in this battle between Maher and Baudouin as they've got a few more corners to go. Right now, Baudouin still holding on to that position in 7th spot, but Maher trying to put a ton of pressure on him at the end here. Oh, Maher going for the crossover, goes out wide. Baudouin holding it tight, not allowing him to get that nose in the inside, but last couple corners, last chances for Maher to make a move. Baudouin doing well to defend. Oh, he's going to go a little wide there. He's going to go off track. Oh, into the curb. He's going to tag Maher. Oh, it's unfortunate for Spencer Baudouin, but Joseph Maher is going to be happy with that. It's going to move him up into 7th place. Only had 2 more corners to go for Spencer Baudouin. It's all going to end in tears. He's going to finish up 2 spots from where he qualified, though. Not the way he wanted to finish that one, but Brian Zinn's going to bring it across the line. We've got Mark Bray in behind him in the GT4. Fozzie Fazillo heading to the line here now. Fozzie can finish up 2 spots from where he qualified. Kelly Greenhoe just behind. Rough day for Kelly. Down 5 spots from where he started. Showed some decent speed in qualifying, but unfortunately got wrapped up in that early incident on lap 1. Justin Atchison in 15th place in GT3. Oh, there we go. There we go. We got a podium shot here for the GT4s. Kevin Zhu, Kent Kruger, and Mark Bray. Those are your podium cars for GT4. And I believe everybody has crossed the line here now. Justin Atchison was the last one, and he has finished it up. Okay. Just wait for the results to cycle through, and here we go. So there we go. We saw DJ Alessandrini win it pole to pole. Jason Kinger moves up 5 spots into 2nd place. Nice run for him. Brian Lemke rounds out the podium in Porsche Cup. In 3rd spot, Sosnowski in 4th, Mark Miller in 5th, Joseph Yang in 6th, Sean Teeter in 7th, Brian Zinn in 8th, Jesse Meager in 9th, Joseph Mara in 10th, Fozzie Fazillo in 11th, Kelly Greenhoe in 12th, Roman Bykoff in 13th, Spencer Beaudoin in 14th, Justin Atchison in 15th. Kevin Zhu is going to bring it home. Top step of the Cayman GT4 side of things with Kent Kruger in P2. Nice run for the big dog. He'll be happy about that. Paul Bailey in 18th. And then we're going to find Mark Bray in 19th, Tim Havelka 20th overall, Chris Miller in 21st, Yui Hale in 22nd, Russell Elizondo falls all the way back to 23rd. 5 laps down, Federico Del Toro, Tom O'Gorman, Thomas Fisher, TC Watkins are all part of the used car parking lot at the back of the start-finish line. Okay, so we had some excitement in that one. Plenty of incidents. It definitely wasn't the, what are they calling it? Race Clean series on Saturdays. But it's a little hard to do in the Porsche Cup. Definitely a tough car to drive. Just wait to see if anybody's going to pop into the Discord yet. Doesn't seem to be something anybody really wants to do in this league, which is unfortunate. That's where you can come and air your grievances. But let's pop back here, take a look at some of the incidents that we had in this one while we wait and see if anyone wants to pop in and chat to us. But early on, looks like we had an issue with Brian Lemke. Oh, that was, oh, hold on, pardon me. That was before the green flag. I don't know why it does that, but let's take another look at the incident we had on lap 1 between Zinn, Greenhoe, and Elizondo. As we saw, there was just 3 cars there, no room for 3 cars. They get together, and the rest is, well, as you can see, history. Take a little closer look at Elizondo. He was the middle car. He was the meat in the sandwich here. Greenhoe on the outside. Zinn comes in. Bit of a wrecking ball there from Zinn. Let's see if we can pick up a... Let's go with a cockpit view here of what happened to Zinn on this one. See him coming in the inside. Oh, just tried to push it a little deep, but wasn't to be for Brian Zinn there. Let's looks like we got Kent Kruger in here. Kent, welcome in. How were things? I was just reviewing a couple of the incidents there. It was a definitely not the race clean Saturdays that
everywhere.
Yeah,
I had one cup car kept coming up passing me. Then I don't know whether he went off track or what. And then he'd come back up behind me and pass again. And I was like, "Oh, please don't hit me! Please don't take me out!"
Yeah, it was, I guess when you throw the Porsche Cups in with a bit of multi-class racing, you can't really expect it to be a race clean Saturdays. But yeah, we saw many times that where a few Porsche Cups spun out and then quickly find their way back through the GT4 field with not really a whole lot of room to do such. But it made it interesting, that's for sure. I can only imagine what you guys were thinking in the GT4s. I was a little curious what the speed difference would be with the Cup cars and the GT4s, because I know in a straight line, the Cup cars are a little quicker than the GT3s, but in the corners they don't have near the arrow, and that's where it would have really played into.
There was a corner or two where I was right on the Cup car, just got around me. I was right on his behind going around the corners, a couple of switchbacks, and it's like I was just right there wanting to push him out of the way, but then once we got on the straight, it was zoom, they were gone. I mean, for a multi-class with that difference of speed, personally, I thought that track was great, because as long as they had patience, there was plenty of long straights for them to pass.
Yeah, and I'm just looking here. It looks like you moved up 6 spots from where you qualified, Kent. So strong run for you.
Lead guy was a pro, so he'll end up getting bumped out, and I'll get P1. So I was shocked. I was shocked. I was running behind Tom O'Gorman and thinking, "Oh my God, I may pass this dude."
Yeah, I was watching. I believe it was Tom got tied up with who was it? I believe it was Mark Bray. They went side by side, door by door through. I think it was turn 2. I get the 2 straights mixed up, the old start finish line and the new start finish line. But either way, they were heading through there, and they just got tied up together. And Mark Bray was able to carry on, but Tom went to the pits. So, but again, he would have been another one of the pro drivers, I guess. So he would have been just points tossed over to you, anyways. But looks like we actually had a few pro guys in the GT4s. But
I was following him thinking, okay, I don't have to worry about him too much. But then there were certain sections of the track where I was definitely faster than he was. So then it was like, okay, sooner or later, I am going to have to pass him. Guys behind me are going to catch up, because I could see Mark Bray was coming up behind me. He was making time because Tom was holding it up a little bit. So I finally got around him, and I noticed he was flying up on my backside, and I know he qualified really well. So I don't
yeah,
know if he had a problem in his pit stop or what happened, but
yeah, I didn't catch
he,
what happened to him on stream during the race, so I'll have to go back and
yeah,
look through it. But just looking, I had a bit of the internet was cutting out of our neighborhood here, so I tried to get on as quick as I could. But we caught on at the very end of qualifying, but I didn't get a chance to go through the schedule on this one. I'm just looking. So next week we're heading to Monza, so that should be another track that is
yeah,
fairly decent for the multi-class here with the 2 different classes, and then Imola after that one's probably going to be a little bit chaotic. It's more tight confines. It is a Formula One track, but a little tighter confines for the 2 cars. So, what are you predicting really for the next couple races here, as far as?
Well, I got to take a look at the sessions here. I know rain is a possibility on some of these tracks, and I don't remember which ones it was, even though I set them up. So,
And I believe
but
I think you told me there's chances for a full course yellow too as well, or has that been
yeah,
dropped?
nope, that's like, let's see here. I'm looking at, I think this is, Imola has a 30% chance of rain. And I think as the season goes on, it sort of increases as the season goes on. But
Okay.
there's a chance of a yellow flag thrown somewhere in the middle of the race. And even I don't know, because I just set a percent and say, okay, there's this percent chance it could fly during the race. So, and it's from beginning to end. So even I don't know if it'll fly or where it will fly. And I tell you, I was running this race thinking, oh God, please, please don't throw that yellow, please. And so it'll be interesting if we get the yellow flag with pit stops and rain. Good Lord, that would be an interesting race.
It most certainly will. We should probably, like I said, I got on late, so I wasn't able to really touch on it, but this season sponsored by Apex Sim Racing.
Yes.
Did you want to give a shout out to them or say anything about them?
You bet. Apex Sim Racing is our sponsor, official sponsor. They picked up, they're going to handle they're handling the broadcasts, trophies. We're going to have mega trophies this season. And into the next season, and they're really stepping up to the plate. And I know a lot of our league members shop there already, so they are their store is loaded with stuff. And I know the guy that runs it, young man, sim racer himself, and great dude. So it's a great place to shop. He'll treat you right. But yeah, they're helping us out. And we really appreciate it since we run on donations. So that just helps us out a lot.
And
yeah, really appreciate that.
Yeah, great to have them on. Well, they've been on for the last number of seasons, so good to see them stepping up even more.
Sponsor, but I mean a partner. But this time they're really stepping up to the plate and say, okay, we're gonna help you out with some finances, and I think we're talking about we're gonna have special races during the course of the season where we might have a hot lap race where I don't know what the format will be, but there could be big prizes. I mean, he was throwing out some big prize ideas. So that's to come. So everybody needs to pay attention to our Discord and Facebook for those things. But I don't know what we're going to end up doing. We're trying to think of different creative things to do it. And it's not going to be just for the winner of the race. We're not going to say, okay, the fastest guys always get the prizes. It's going to be, hey, maybe we're going to have something with, I don't know, the least number of the guy who finishes, I don't know, with the least number of incidents at the highest position, or who knows, we'll come up with something fun. But.
Nice. Yeah, it's just taking a look here if anybody's interested. They carry Cube Controls, Momo, Moser Racing, Saybelt, Sigma, Integrale, SimMagic, OBP, OMP, Rich DPC, I believe that's computer accessories, and Apex. They got their own racing brands too as well, from pedals to steering wheels, wheelbases, displays, shifters, basically anything you need to get on track. And there's a discount code on the Apex's sim racing page. Actually, I should mention, if you're looking to get into the league at all, apexthis.racing is the website, and you can join all the fun here.
Betcha.
All right, Ken.
And appreciate you doing the broadcast tonight. A lot of people were looking forward to it, so looking forward to it for the rest of the season. Hopefully we'll give you a lot of good racing to cover.
I suspect it should be a good one. The track list looks pretty good, so I think we'll see some decent turnout. Good tracks always bring out the good racing, so hopefully we get a little more mix as far as GT4s and the GT3s. Nice to see a few more GT4s out there, but I look forward to the next few races, Ken.
I have to say that that Cayman was fun. It was, I love it, man. Felt like I was driving the Miata there for a second. That car was awesome. Really liked it.
Yeah, it's probably the only GT4 I can't really drive. I just don't know what it is about it. I just can't drive it. I can drive all the other Porsches. I love the GT3R, the Cup car, the GTE, all of them. Love them. No, generally the car I pick to drive anything that's multi-brand is a Porsche, but that Cayman, I just cannot drive that thing for the life of me. I end up having to hop in the Mercedes or the Aston or even the McLaren, but I just can't drive that thing for some reason. So I tip my hat to anybody who can drive it quick.
I wasn't even sure I was going to race tonight. I just jumped in, I think like right around 7:10, something like that, and thought, oh, let's just see what I can do, because my back was hurting, and I thought I'll just give this a shot. And it was like, man, I kind of like this car. So I couldn't remember the track. I was like, oh my God, I've driven here, but I don't remember this and that and left and all that. It came back after a while. So it was fun.
Excellent.
All right.
Okay. Well, we'll let you go,
Appreciate
and hopefully we see you on the podium again next week.
I hope so. Take care.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Okay, that was the big dog. Finished up P2, and actually I guess that'll give him the, as we mentioned, the win at a GT4 Cayman. I don't know if we're calling it GT4 or the Cayman class. I've called them the Caymans. That's what I'm going to keep calling them. I guess the Caymans sounds like a TV show, and that's what I'm going to call them, the Caymans. I've just did it. I named it. That's the way we're going with it. All right, let's quickly go through a few more of the incidents of this one. We picked up what happened on lap 1. Looks like we had Brian Zinn in chat. Said he wasn't even trying to pass there, just got caught out by everybody concertinating in the front. A boneheaded move on his part. He already protested himself. Well, good to see. It was pretty safe to say that wasn't much getting out of that one for Brian Zinn. But let's take a look here. What happened to Federico Del Toro? So we just heard Kent mention that something happened to Federico early on. Oh, there was. Got tagged by, I believe that was Russell Elizondo in the Cup car. Spins Del Toro around. He's going to wait for majority of the field to head by. Fortunate for him, but that's what promoted Kent up into, I believe, P2 at that point in time. Quickly see what else we got in here. Sean Teeter, I think we might have reviewed this one during the race. Sean heading hot into the corner at the end of the hangar straight. Just going to do a little tank slapper there, the Monster Energy paint scheme. See Fazzillo, and I believe that's Jesse Meager going by on the outside, able to gather it back up, get on track. Thomas Fisher, we saw him in chat after. I think this is where he might get a little boop from. I believe that's Justin Atchison in the Gulf painted scheme on the inside. Yeah, little tag there, gets spun around. Oh, he did get some suspension damage on that. I was wondering why he towed, but I could see the left front is just towed way in on that one. Unfortunate for Thomas. Looks like he just got tagged right on the wheel. Cost him a race. See here, looks like a Fazzillo up ahead in the, deep off the corner. Again, I mentioned early on, a lot of runoff here at Silverstone, able to keep the car still in drivable conditions and off the wall. But Joseph Yang, I think we saw this one, the Mystery Machine, head deep. He's going to get a bit of a tank slap or two as well. Brings the back end around. Lemke's going to sneak by. He's going to exit onto the pit exit. Head back on track. Huey Hale. Let's see what happened to Huey. Oh, just early onto the throttle. Going to lose the back end. Comes around. Thankfully, he doesn't get tagged by any cars. Just loses the time and position. Able to get back on track. Paul Bailey. Paul's car looking a little messed up on the front already. He's in the orange Cup car. He's up behind the big dog, Kent Kruger. Oh, just loses the back end. A little early on the throttle. Gets it twisted around and straightened back out. Oh, he's going to lose the back end again. That's easy to do once you've heated the tires up on the Porsche Cup. It's very quick to spit himself around. And that was Paul Bailey. Let's see, Jesse Meager. Jesse had a good run going. He's got Atchison just ahead of him. This is going to be another just losing the back end of the Porsche Cup. So easy to do on this car. You really have to be ginger on the throttle in some of the corners. You get heavy onto the gas. And the back end just goes around. Just doesn't have the aerodynamics to push that back end down. And the incident we just talked about with Ken between O'Gorman and Bray. Reviewed this one during the race. They're just going to just slightly get together, but fortunately it's enough to send O'Gorman off track and spin Mark Bray around. You see Bray having to wait for the field to come by before he can rejoin. Roman Bykoff with Meager up ahead. It's going to be similar to we've seen so many Porsche Cups this happened to. Losing the back end. Again, though, keeps it off the wall. He's able to return back on track. Kelly Green, I think it's the same spot we just saw Bykoff. Oh, a corner later, though. He loses it, spins around. Meager has to take evasive maneuvers to avoid him. Elizondo and Greeno, I believe we reviewed this one earlier on stream. Russell Elizondo is going to spin. Kelly Greeno with nowhere to go is just going to get a little tap at the front bumper, straighten him back out. Say, here you go, Russ. Have back at her. See what happened to Paul Bailey. We saw him spin earlier on, all alone this time. So he's coming in hot here. He's going to lock up the front. Nowhere to go. Has to bail into the kitty litter to get himself slowed down. We cycle through all the pit stops here. Looks like Russell Elizondo had another incident. This looks like another solo spin of a Porsche Cup car. Same corner, we saw so many cars go off. Same corner, we just saw Paul Bailey go off. Similar incident. It's like the leader, DJ Allison Reedy, coming through there. And our final one was Spencer Beaudoin. We caught this one live, trying to fend off the charging Joseph Marr. Gonna go wide here, and it's gonna hit that turtle curb that launches that Porsche Cup car about 1.5 feet up in the air. Fortunate for Spencer. He's gonna lose one spot, but he's able to cross the line up 2 spots where he qualifies. So that was it. That was our first race in the Porsche Cup what are we calling it? P Cup Sundays. P Cup Sundays. There it is. Actually, I need to change that. Season 23. There we go. Season 23. Hard to believe that means 7.5 years of Apex this. 7.5 years. Can you believe it? That's a long time for any league to be running. They've had ups and downs as far as membership. A lot of members. Some guys come and go, but definitely this looks like a fun season with I had it up here 4 nights a week this season where they're doing racing. I should take a look at this quickly. I know Saturdays are GT3s. That's let's bring this up here. Saturdays are GT3s where they're doing the clean racing. I'm gonna read more into that. Theoretically, you need to try and get 0 incidents. If you're looking to race on Tuesdays, it's BMW M2 Cup car, or not Cup, was it M2 competition? 12 weeks, open setups and various tracks. And then Thursdays, it's a multi-class race. Is it multi? No, sorry, it's not multi-class. They're splitting the season up into 2 different cars. MX5 Cup cars for the first 6 weeks, and then the Skip Barber. I thought that car was dead. Is anybody still race it? Skip Barber for the second half of the series. But that'll do it from here in, where are we at? Silverstone. Oh, let's throw out my my little track map thing that I didn't get to use earlier because we showed up late. But that's where we were, Silverstone Circuit. You saw many corners of it, many incidents of it, but that's where we were. Next week we head to Monza, another F1 track with plenty of runoff space that should lend real well to their drivers. But we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.